The United States has killed top general and virtually the second most powerful man in Iran, General Qassem Soleimani, in an airstrike early Friday morning in Baghdad. US President Donald Trump ordered the killing. Trump tweeted an image of the American flag after the news broke. The Pentagon later issued a statement calling the airstrike a defensive action to protect US personnel abroad. The strike comes days after protesters surrounded the United States Embassy in Baghdad and clashed with US forces. Iran's Foreign Minister Javad Zarif has called the move extremely dangerous and a foolish escalation. General Soleimani was a major figure in the Iranian regime. His Quds Force reports directly to the country's supreme leader, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, and he has been hailed as a heroic national figure. Global oil prices, meanwhile, soared more than 4% in the wake of the strike. Mr. Qamar Agha, defense expert, is on the phone line with us. How do you see this move, Mr. Agha? The US says that this is, of course, defensive action in order to protect its interests and its personnel abroad, but this could escalate.
Yeah, it would. It looks, because most of the commentators, or the West Asia watchers have mentioned one thing: it would escalate in the region. And we have seen in the past, whenever the Iranians were hit or targeted, they have retaliated, be it the British or American or anybody else. Let's wait and see how they respond to this action. But one thing, if the escalation takes place, then the oil prices would go up further, because this would be uncontrolled action, will be spread throughout the region. That is a major worry, and this is the region where, for India, it would be a major problem, because more than 75% of our oil supplies come from this region. Almost 60 lakh Indians are working there. We've been sending almost $20 to $30 billion annually. Then we have a trade of over $200 billion. So it's a very important region. It's very close to us,
Right.
And Soleimani is one of the most top general of the Iran. He was virtually number 2 man. He was the one who has built this alliance, which Iranian call the Arc of Resistance, in which Hezbollah of Yemen, of Lebanon, and then Iraq Shia militia, Syrian forces, and Houthi militia were part of it,
Okay.
And Soleimani was the one person, who has roped Russian into Syrian civil war. And Americans have tolerated him for a very long period of time, because in fact, indirectly, they were collaborating when Soleimani and his forces were fighting with the ISL in Iraq and Syria, and Americans were providing air cover at that time, So they have love, and they have, he was the most hated figure in America, and yet, they have collaborated on number of issues, number of times. Israel was deadly against him right from the beginning, because
Right.
he's the one who has promoted Hezbollah in Lebanon, which has fought several wars with Israel.
Right. Mr. Agha, thank you so much for putting things into perspective for us. So the United States killing the top second leader in Iran, in the Iranian regime. He has been killed in an airstrike this morning in Baghdad.